What is up, guys? You're listening to the MFCEO Project. I'm Andy. I'm your host, and I am the motherfucking CEO. Guys, today is Thursday Thunder. I have a good message for you today. But before I get into that, I want to hit on our testimonial contest. Guys, if you've been listening, you know we're running a testimonial contest. In 60 seconds or less, I need you to let me know what this information, what this content has done for you, how it's improved your life, what you've been able to accomplish, and the momentum you've been able to achieve, and all the other good shit that comes along with putting concepts like that we talk about here into action. That link to that video will be sent to testimonials at the MFCEO. That's testimonials at the MFCEO. The prize will be a trip to St. Louis to hang out with me for a day. We're going to do a podcast. We're going to do private mentoring. We're going to go out to eat at one of my favorite spots. I'm going to put you up in a nice hotel in St. Louis, and we're going to have a good fucking time. So, guys, if you're interested in that, send your 1 minute or less testimonials on video to testimonials at the MFCEO.com. Guys, another thing that we're doing right now is we're getting finally around to recording the Frisella Factor YouTube show. So if you haven't gone to my YouTube and subscribed, go into YouTube, type in my name, subscribe to the channel. Now, if you want to submit a question for the Frisella Factor, you're going to want to go to askthemfceo.com. That's askthemfceo.com. So if you want to make a video of yourself asking a question, if you want to write it out, if you want to make a 12-second or less video for my Insta story, we do all three options. So you can make an actual video of your question that's a minute or less. You can make a 12-second or less video for my Insta story, which is the question of the day, or you can write your question out and we could do it that way. The 1 minute video is going to be mainly for the YouTube show. So guys, if you have a question I can help you with, go to Ask the MFCEO and submit your questions because we're getting ready to crank that show up full force. I know it's been a while and I know it's something we meant to do a long time ago, but I actually do run actual companies, unlike a lot of these motherfuckers that run podcasts and, are quote unquote internet or Instagram fucking motivators and all this other bullshit. I actually run real companies, and sometimes those things get in the way of my social content. So the good thing is you get real advice from somebody who's really fucking doing it, not sitting in their mom's basement typing out some motivational shit. The bad news is sometimes projects get put on the back burner. But we are getting ready to launch that. So I think it's going to be really fun to get your guys' question and get your feedback through that channel. So YouTube's going to be a brand new thing. All right. With that being said, today is Thursday Thunder. And I do have something on my mind that has been chewing at me for a while now. Let me tell you a little story, okay? I have a buddy who, well, actually, this stems from us flying back from Vegas to St. Louis on our private jet just a few weeks ago. We were 40,000 feet in the air, and it was me, Tyler, Chris, Jason, and Scott Halsey, who runs all our distribution. We're all in the airplane. You know, we're a little tired from Vegas. We're all hungover. We're at 40,000 feet, okay? We're flying real high. The pilots were cool. We're always talking to those dudes. And we're all sitting there talking, and all of a sudden we hear this huge, like, boom. And we all look at each other like, what the fuck was that? And, like, it takes a lot to rattle me because I do a lot of flying. And I don't like to fly. It's not my favorite thing. But I've gotten to the point where it doesn't bother me. But I'm going to tell you, whatever the fuck this noise was not right, all right? And we all look at each other like quietly, and we're all like, everybody's terrified because it wasn't like a little bump or it was like a huge boom sound. And we didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I kind of lean over and look up towards the pilots, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck was that? And the pilot literally turned around and looked at us, and he goes, we have no idea. And you can imagine that all of us, like even the pilots, they were sitting there with their hands like out in front of their bodies, like not grabbing at anything, but looking at all the gauges. And they had no fucking clue what was going on. We had no clue what was going on, and we were scared shitless. And the first thing I did is I looked at everybody and I said, Tyler's laughing right now because he remembers what I said. I said, well, this might be my last drink, so I'm going to fucking get a drink. I got up. All of us got up. We went and made a drink, and we drank the rest of the flight because we were so fucking scared. And that's the honest to God's truth. We got on the ground. I said to the pilot, I said, what was that? And he's like, we have no idea. And they didn't know. We didn't know. But he said something that was pretty profound. And he said, look, man, if all the instruments are right, we don't really worry about it because the instruments are always right. And I thought a lot about that for a few weeks because, like, there was something clearly not right, and we all knew it, but the instruments were all correct, okay? And so they were like, well, the instruments all were fine, so we just kept going. And I thought about that, like, in life, all right? This applies to all of us, okay? All of us have those times in our journeys when we're trying to become better and we're trying to improve and we're trying to reach our goals, that things just don't feel right, all right? It could be as simple as you're going through a funk. It could be you're getting outside negativity. It could be you're hammering yourself with self-doubt. There could be tons and tons of reasons. It could be that you're not seeing the real-world feedback of whatever actions you're taking. All right. And that could be because you haven't been doing it long enough. Maybe your technique's off. Maybe you're doing something wrong. But my point is this. Usually when most humans get in these situations where shit don't feel right, they go fucking crazy. All right. They start changing everything. They start adjusting everything. They start doing all this shit that doesn't make any sense. They start making changes. They stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. They decide they need to change direction. They make a shitload of changes. And while they do this, they're inadvertently taking themselves off a path and putting them on another path because of panic, because they're panicking. And this is why, and this is what this pilot told me, this is why pilots get killed. Because they have something happen in the airplane, they fly into a storm, they get discombobulated, they feel with every ounce of their being that they're upside down and the instruments say they're right side up, and they make adjustments that don't reflect what the instruments say, and they end up crashing, or they end up making a mistake, or they end up breaking something to where the plane fucking crashes, all right? And your life is no different. You could be on a path. You could be executing. Let's just use fitness, because fitness is such a great metaphor for all the other successes in life, all right? You could be eating right. You could be exercising. You could be drinking enough water. You could be doing all the things that you need to do, and you're not seeing results. You're not seeing, the results that you want, okay? Your body's being stubborn. Things aren't happening. So what do? You go and make a bunch of fucking changes. You change your workout, you change this, you change that, when in reality, you just weren't patient. You just weren't paying attention to the indicators. You weren't paying attention to the gauges on your life. Are you working out? Yes. Am I eating right? Yes. Am I drinking enough water? Yes. Am I tracking all these variables and I'm sure that I'm doing these things right? Yes. Everything says correct. But since you don't feel correct and you're frustrated and you're angry and you're impatient, you make changes. And guys, I want you to take this concept and I want you to apply it to other areas, your career, your relationships, okay? Every other area of your life works exactly like your fitness area. When you're in business, when you own a company, when you work within a company and you're trying to make advancements, and you are doing for sure what you know is the right thing, but you're not getting the proper result, you have to trust in the process that you are doing what's right. And you have to believe that that will make the result you're after if you do that for long enough. The reason people don't succeed, the reason people can't get in shape, the reason people constantly jump from this to that to this to that over and over and over again their whole entire lives is because they don't put enough trust in the process and they don't believe that shit's going to work out. And so when those feelings of uncertainty come in and those feelings of doubt and we become our own worst enemy, we decide to make these adjustments that make no fucking sense. You know, we quit the job that has a potential future. We start a new company because the company we started isn't working the way we thought it was. We're not making $20 billion in 1 week like the internet tells you you're supposed to, okay? We break up with the girlfriend or the boyfriend or the wife or the husband because things are rocky right now and they're not working out right now, even though you know that you're putting the effort in. Okay, there's tons of situations. But guys, the point of this podcast and the thing you have to remember over and over and over again is that you always have to trust your instruments. You always have to pay attention to your actions. And if your actions indicate what you believe to be the positive result, you need to be able to eliminate these little freakouts along the way that are going to keep you off course. This is why people go from idea to idea to idea in the entrepreneur world, or go from fitness routine to fitness routine to fitness routine in the fitness world, or girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend in the relationship world, because the minute things don't seem right, they jump ship. They bail out. They go look for the next best thing. And guys, nothing great comes from you looking for the next best thing. The next best thing is the next phase of the thing that you are dedicated to and putting your time, your energy, and your effort in, but you're never going to get there because you lack the patience. You lack the discipline. You lack the intestinal fortitude to see through the tough times and put yourself in the proper position to succeed long term. This is why people stay at the same pay. This is why people never have healthy relationships. This is why people can't get in shape. They don't trust the process. They don't trust their internal instruments. They don't trust their actions. And instead, they go from, what they know to be the right actions and trusting the process in any of these areas into this new adjustment thing that they think they need to make, right away and make all these adjustments. And the fucked up thing is, guys, you never know what's working because you don't know what path you're on. You can't become successful in any area by jumping from idea to idea and not putting in the time and not putting in the trust in the process. You've got to learn that discipline. You have to learn to trust your instruments. You have to learn to trust your indicators and to trust the plan that you're on. Because if you don't trust and you don't believe, you will never accomplish anything. You'll be the guy, like I always say it with me, sitting on the bar stool on Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m., drinking a beer, bitching about how the world fucked them over. And I know that's not what you want, but I see so many of you guys DMing me, messaging me, writing in emails that are indicative of this mindset. Trust your process. Do the work. Complete your 5 tasks on the power list every day. And if you're doing those things, if you're honestly doing them, shit will work. It might take longer than you think. It might not be overnight success. It might not be $1 trillion in one fucking week, like the internet says. You might not get ripped abs in fucking 7 minutes, but shit will happen. Things will work. The process will pay dividends. You just have to learn to pay attention to your actions, trust your actions, believe in your actions, and stay with your actions when shit gets hairy. That's where most people fuck up. That's where you're fucking up. So quit.